Welcome to The Explainer, where we get straight to the source to break down the big ideas.
All right, let's just jump right in. What we're looking at today is a really stark warning from Dr. Roman Yempelski. And this isn't just some random person. He's a computer scientist who's been a leading voice on AI control for, over 15 years now? So when he says something, you kind of have to listen.
So he kicks things off with a number that, well, it's pretty much designed to grab your attention. 99%. So what on earth is that 99% of?
That, right there, is the percentage of jobs where he believes the capability to replace a human will exist. And get this, he's talking about in just a few years. This isn't some far-off sci-fi future. He's arguing that the tech will be there to make this a reality very, very soon.
Okay, so why is he ringing the alarm bells so loud? Well, it all comes down to this one core belief he has, that the problem of AI safety, actually keeping this stuff under control, he thinks it's fundamentally impossible to solve.
And this is where it gets really wild. The guy who is telling us this is the same guy who literally coined the term AI safety. Think about that. He didn't just stumble into this field. He's one of its founders.
He said when he started out, he was optimistic. He was convinced we could crack this. But the more he dug in, the more he realized it was like one of those fractal patterns. You solve one problem on the surface, but when you zoom in, 10 more, even harder problems just pop into view. It's an endless rabbit hole.
And this chart, it just lays out the problem perfectly. On one side, you've got AI capability, which is growing exponentially. You just throw more data, more computing power at it, and boom, it gets smarter. But on the other side, AI safety, that's growing in a straight, flat line. It's all just patches and workarounds. So this gap between how powerful AI is and how much we can control it, it's not just big, it's getting wider by the second.
All right, so let's look at his timeline, because this is where things start to feel, well, uncomfortably close.
Okay, check this out. By 2027, that's just a few years away, he predicts we'll have AGI capability. Basically, the tech to automate most jobs you do on a computer. Fast forward to 2030, and you've got humanoid robots doing the same for physical labor. And then, 2045, the singularity. That's the point where AI-driven progress becomes so fast, so incomprehensible, that we, as humans, just can't keep up. It's like a black hole in the future. We literally have no idea what's on the other side.
But wait, right? We've been through this before. The Industrial Revolution, the Internet, we always adapt. What about that? Well, Dr. Yempelski has some thoughts on why this time is completely different.
And this is the question everyone asks, right? Can't we just retrain for new jobs? I mean, it's what we've always done. When factory jobs disappeared, we learned to code. It's a totally logical question to ask.
His answer is a flat no. And here's why it's so different this time. Previous technologies were just tools. A hammer doesn't replace the carpenter. But AI isn't a tool. It's a replacement worker. It can learn any new job faster and better than a human can. So what job are you going to retrain for when the AI can learn it in a day?
Think about it like this. Fire, the wheel, these were incredible inventions, but they were just tools for us to use. And artificial superintelligence is totally different. It's not a tool, it's a replacement for the human mind. It's an inventor itself.
And that's the whole ball game. He says it's the last invention we'll ever need to make, because after that, the AI does all the inventing. It takes over all of science, all of research, everything.
Okay, so what about the big red button, the classic sci-fi trope? Can't we just unplug it?
His answer here is pretty chilling. He asks, can you turn off a computer virus? How about Bitcoin? These things are designed to survive. An AI that's way smarter than us will have already thought of that. It'll have backed itself up 1,000 times over across the internet. Like he says, they will turn you off before you can turn them off.
So you can see how this quickly goes from a conversation about jobs to something much, much bigger. We're talking about an existential risk. And for him, this is the most important issue, period.
The logic is actually pretty straightforward. Superintelligence is what you'd call a meta problem. If we get it right, this incredible new intelligence could solve everything else for us. Climate change, disease, you name it. But if we get it wrong, well, none of those other problems matter anymore. As he puts it, I don't have to worry about climate change if humanity doesn't exist to experience it.
So, at the end of the day, he doesn't see this race to build AGI as some noble quest for innovation. He sees it as a completely unethical experiment being run on all 8 billion of us without our consent by people who don't even fully understand what they're unleashing. And that's really the final question this whole thing leaves you with, isn't it? If the person who literally invented the concept of AI safety is now saying it's an impossible problem, then what are we all doing? What happens next?